Okay, so let's talk about the first week of February 2026. Something seismic happened in the tech world. It was like this massive shockwave that just ripped through the stock market, and it triggered what everyone, and I mean everyone, is now calling the Saaspocalypse.
So how big was this shockwave? We're talking about $1 trillion. That's the staggering amount of value that just, poof, vanished from software and data service stocks. And get this, not over a month, not over a year, this happened in a single week.
So you gotta ask, right? What was this? Was it just a blip, a momentary, irrational panic? Or are we actually witnessing the beginning of the end for the entire software as a service model, the subscription stuff that's basically run the tech world for the last 2 decades?
All right, let's dig in. To really figure out what went down, we need to treat this like a crime scene. We're going to piece together the evidence, look at the timeline, and figure out what caused this trillion-dollar crash.
And man, it happened so fast. Check this out. On Friday, January 30th, a few little plugins for some new AI tool pop up on GitHub. No big deal, right? Wrong. By Monday, Bloomberg's already calling it the Saaspocalypse, and a massive sell-off is kicking off. Tuesday, that was the worst day. Legal tech stocks were just in an absolute freefall. Then on Wednesday, as if things couldn't get worse, a new AI model announcement basically pours gasoline on the whole fire. By Thursday, the software index had been dropping for 8 straight days. Unbelievable.
And the scale of this carnage? Wow. I mean, we're not talking about a few little startups here. The numbers really tell the story. You've got Microsoft losing $360 billion in value. Tech giants like Salesforce and Adobe down over 20%. And look at the legal sector. Thomson Reuters and LegalZoom got absolutely hammered, losing almost a fifth of their value in just one day.
But okay, here's the twist in our little mystery. While all this money was being lost, trillions of dollars, some people were getting very rich. Hedge funds that were betting against these software companies, shorting the stocks, they walked away with a cool $24 billion in pure profit. So somebody knew something, right?
So what on earth could cause such a violent market reaction? This wasn't a banking crisis. It wasn't a war. Nope. It was a piece of technology. It was time for everyone to meet their new AI coworker.
So what is this thing, Claude Cowork? Well, put simply, imagine an AI agent that works on your computer just like a human colleague. For real, it can read your files, edit them, even create new ones, and do all these complicated multi-step tasks all by itself, without you having to tell it what to do every step of the way.
What's really wild is just how much this thing can do. This isn't some cute little gadget. It's designed to do real, core, white-collar jobs. I'm talking reviewing legal contracts, analyzing financial statements, automating CRM entries, creating business reports, you name it. It can even go through all your company's internal documents and give you a summary. It's a game changer.
But the real power, the thing that truly terrified Wall Street, was its integration. See, this isn't some separate app you have to go and open. No, it plugs directly into the central nervous system of a modern company. We're talking Slack, Jira, Microsoft 365. It literally lives where the work gets done.
And just when the market was trying to process all this, Anthropic, the company that made Claude, hits them with a devastating 1-2 punch. Bam! They release an upgrade, Opus 4.6. This new version introduces agent teams, so now you have multiple AIs working together on big projects, just like a human team. Then bam! They massively expand its memory so it can process huge documents. And here's the knockout blow. It becomes the #1 ranked AI for financial research. I mean, it's a direct shot at a multi-billion-dollar industry.
So all of this brings us to the big debate, the central question at the heart of the Saaspocalypse. Was this just a temporary freakout? Or was it a permanent structural shift for the entire tech industry? And let me tell you, the experts are totally split on this.
Okay, so the arguments really boil down to 2 camps. First up, you've got team overreaction. These folks are saying, hey, calm down, this is a micro-hysteria. They believe AI will just make existing software better, not replace it, because this stuff is just too dug in at big companies. But then, you've got team structural shift. They're saying, no, you don't get it. This is a fundamental change. Their argument is that AI is basically eating up the IT budget, and the stock market is finally waking up and smelling the coffee.
And nothing illustrates this divide better than this quote. You have NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang, a true titan of the AI industry, and he comes out swinging for team overreaction. He literally said the idea of AI hurting the software industry is one of the most illogical things in the world.
But almost at the exact same time, you have Jason Lemkin, who is one of the most respected voices in the whole SaaS world, and he fires right back with the main argument for Team's structural shift. He says, look, this isn't about AI killing SaaS outright. It's about AI eating the budget for SaaS.
So, who's right? Is it just an illogical panic, or is it a budget war? Well, let's go find the smoking gun. Let's see what the data actually tells us about the real threat here.
And boom, here it is. The whole story is right here in this chart. Look, corporate budgets for new AI tools, they're exploding. We're talking up over 100%. But look at the overall IT spending. It's only growing by a pretty sluggish 8%. So where's that extra money for AI coming from? It has to come from somewhere, right? It's being pulled from the budgets for existing software.
But look, a budget squeeze, that's only part of the story. The real threat, the thing that's truly existential here, it isn't the AI itself. It's about who controls it.
And this is the fundamental disruption. Think about it. For years, AI companies like Anthropic were just suppliers. They were like the farmers selling ingredients. SaaS companies were the restaurants, taking those ingredients and making a meal for you. But now the farmers are opening their own restaurants. The AI companies are bundling everything together, the model, the interface, the workflow, and going directly to you, the customer. They're cutting out the middlemen that helped them get big in the first place.
Okay, so after a $1 trillion shock and this massive shift in the business model, what does the future of software even look like? What happens now? Let's take a look at the aftermath.
Well, analysts are basically looking at three possible futures. You've got about a 25% chance this was all just a bad dream, a temporary panic, and stocks will bounce back. Then there's another 25% chance of the worst-case scenario, a total structural collapse. But the most likely outcome, sitting right in the middle at 50% probability, is something they're calling the Great Sorting.
And in this future, the market gets brutally divided into winners and losers. The winners, they're going to be the companies that run your absolute mission-critical systems. The ones who own unique, proprietary data, and the ones who figure out how to weave AI deep into their core products. You know, companies like Oracle or ServiceNow. Basically, if you are the complex, irreplaceable backbone of a company, you're probably going to be okay. But the losers? Oh man, they're the simple wrapper services, the companies that just put a pretty face on somebody else's tech. They have no unique data, and their features can now be easily automated by an AI agent. Yeah, we're talking about companies like LegalZoom or DocuSign.
And we have to be clear, this isn't just about stock prices and corporate profits. The human impact here could be huge. And listen to this quote from Dario Amodei. He's the CEO of Anthropic, the company that literally started all of this. He is warning that his own technology could replace 50% of all entry-level white-collar jobs in the next 1 to 5 years.
Which leaves us with one last, really provocative question to think about. For decades, we've all hired software to do a job, right? We hire Salesforce to manage our customers. We hire DocuSign to get contracts signed. But if you can now just hire an AI agent to do that exact same job for you directly, what happens to all that software you used to have to pay for?